dog and family enjoying a well-deserved vacation this week. He certainly takes his responsibility as president very seriously, and he almost never misses a meeting. We hope he and his family have a great week. Unfortunately, council, I must ask you to follow my lead tonight. We have a rather long agenda, so let's begin. Please stand for the invocation by Mayor Herndon and the stage for these.
As we pray, just remember the people in Kentucky that's going through the bad flood damage, loss of life, destruction, and we'll be on our way early Wednesday morning with relief supplies from our city and our community heading up to Lynch, Kentucky. So keep us in mind as we travel. Pray for the ones who have been affected by the flooding. Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity. We can present these petitions to you. Lord, just be with each council person tonight as they represent the great city of Northport. Give them direction to go. Lord, give them wisdom, give them guidance. Lord, thank you for blessing our city. Thank you for loving us. These things we ask. Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 3 is roll call. Ms. Webb.
Councilwoman Bobo.
Present.
Councilman Washington.
Here.
Pro Tem Hinton.
Here.
Councilwoman Dykes.
Here.
And we'll mark President Hogg as absent.
Item 4 is presentations. We do not have any tonight. Item 5, approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
So approve the motion by Councilwoman Bobo and second by Councilman Washington. Do we have any discussion?
I need to. Are you ready for me to take a vote? Call for the vote?
I was seeing if we had any discussion, further discussion on this, but we don't, so Ms. Webb.
Councilwoman Bobo.
Yes.
Councilman Washington.
Yes.
Pro Tem Hinton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes.
Yes.
Item 6, visitors to address the council. Mr. James Washington is requested to speak to the council, requesting access to City of Northport properties. Mr. Washington, present tonight? Okay, I don't see, we don't see him. Item 7, unfinished business. 7A1 is a second reading, rezoning of approximately 0.64 acres located at 3808 Highway 43 North. Ms. Ram.
Yes, sir. This recommendation does come with a favorable request from the Planning and Zoning Commission, and we will need a public hearing. The rezoning request is from RS1 to office institutional.
Thank you, Ms. Ram. Open the floor for a public hearing for agenda item 7A1. Is anyone in the audience who would like to speak to this item? No one? I close the floor for a public hearing for agenda item 7A1. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Do we have any discussion of this item? Ms. Ram? Excuse me, Ms. Webb.
Councilwoman Bobo.
Yes.
Councilman Washington.
Yes.
Pro Tem Hinton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes.
Yes.
7A2 is a second reading, annexation of approximately 30.04 acres located west of Highway 43 North. Ms. Ram.
Yes, sir. This request comes from Dr. Paramasetti. It does meet all annexation requirements. The original zoning designation is C3. It does come with a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission, and we will need a public hearing.
Thank you, Ms. Ram. Open the floor for public hearing for agenda 7A2. Do we have anyone who would like to speak to this item? So, if not, we close the floor for public hearing for agenda item 7A2. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman Dykes, second by Councilman Washington. Any discussion? Not, Ms. Ram. Ms. Webb.
Councilwoman Bobo?
Yes.
Councilman Washington?
Yes.
Pro Tem Hinton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes?
Yes.
8A is ordinance resolution for permanent nature. We have 8A1, a first reading, annexation of approximately .96 acres located.
President Pro Tem, we do have item 3 above that, which is
Excuse me.
the
Sorry.
rezoning of 9.11 acres.
7A3, second reading, rezoning of approximately 9.11 acres located east of Highway 69, north of Hammertown Road. Ms. Ram.
Yes, sir. The property is currently zoned C3 General Commercial, and the request is to rezone to RSSD, which is Residential Special District. It does come with a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission, and we will need a public hearing.
Thank you, Ms. Ram. Open the floor for a public hearing for agenda item 7A3. Anyone like to speak to this item?
Well, I'm here, so I thought I should speak a second.
Please give us your name and address for the record.
Sure. Bruce Higginbotham, representing Porter Higginbotham Engineering, and Mr. Chris Dobbs. This is the Towns of North Lake development, and this is really just kind of cleanup work. The original commercial was 15.26 acres, and we want to reduce that to 6.15, and this will be presented on a master plan later as well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second. Oh.
Excuse me. This is new business, first reading. I offer this for first reading.
I believe we need to double check and make sure there's no one else that wants to address this under the public hearing. Close the public hearing and then take a vote on the rezoning.
Close the floor for a public hearing of item 7A3. And then the first reading is annexation of approximately .96 acres located at 9407 Cleveland Road, zoned for RS1. Ms. Ram, you have to address this.
If we can complete item 7A3, Dr. Hinton, can I get a motion to request the rezoning of the 9.11 acres located east of Highway 69 and north of Hamnertown Road?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? If not, Ms. Ram, Ms. Webb.
Councilwoman Bobo?
Yes.
Councilman Washington?
Yes.
Pro Tem Hinton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes?
Yes.
Now, item 8A1, first reading, annexation of approximately .96 acres located at 9407 Cleveland Road, zoned for RS1. Ms. Ram.
Yes, sir. This item does come with a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission, and the property meets all requirements for annexation.
Thank you, and I offer this for first reading. 8A2 is first reading of ordinance amending Chapter 54, Article 12 of the Northport Municipal Code pertaining to damage to city property. Do we have a council member that'd like to offer this for a first reading?
I'll offer that for first reading.
And just as an overview, this is an assessment of an administrative fee of $250 for damage to city infrastructure. This is to allow us to collect some of the costs that we incur for damage that occurs to city infrastructure, such as water meters, water lines, and sewer lines. This will be in addition to the actual cost of repair. And I'm sorry, who offered it?
I did.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Bobo.
8B1, resolution of a temporary nature. We have several resolutions appointing a member to the Northport Planning Commission. Ms. Ram.
Yes, sir. The Administrative Committee is recommending that Ms. Tracy Kelly fill the vacancy on the Planning Commission. That term will expire on December 31st of 2022.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second? Do we have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Ms. Webb.
Councilwoman Bobo.
Yes.
Councilman Washington.
Yes.
Pro Tem Hinton. Councilwoman Dykes.
Yes.
8B2, resolution approving the 2022 resurfacing project list. Ms. Tubbs.
Yes, sir. The 2022 resurfacing list has been emailed to y'all. It's also attached if anybody wants to see that. And the next step will actually be getting the plans together to go to bid. Once this list is adopted.
Thank you, Ms. Tubbs. We have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Webb.
Councilwoman Bobo?
Yes.
Councilman Washington?
Yes.
Pro Tem Hinton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes?
Yes.
Might say that we really need to thank our engineering department for all the hard work in the last 2 years. We've probably had more paving done and planned than maybe for many years in the city. And they, along with our administrator, have done a great job, I think, in guiding us to do all this work. 8B3 is resolution fixing the cost of weed abatement and authorizing filing a lien for property located at 1503 7th Street. Mr. Davis.
Yes, Mr. President, we need a public hearing on this, and it's ready for vote on the council after the public hearing.
Open the floor for a public hearing for agenda item 8B3. Anyone wishing to speak to this item from the public? If not, we'll close the floor for a public hearing for agenda item 8B3. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Councilwoman Bobo made the motion, Councilman Washington the second. Do we have any further discussion? Not, Ms. Webb.
Councilwoman Bobo?
Yes.
Councilman Washington?
Yes.
Pro Tem Hinton?
Yes.
And Councilwoman Dykes?
Yes.
8B4 is resolution fixing the cost of weed abatement and authorizing filing a lien for property located on 39th Street. Mr. Davis.
Yes, this is again ready for action. We need a public hearing prior to the vote with the council.
Open the floor for public hearing for agenda item 8B4. Anyone in the audience would like to speak to this item? No one? We'll close the floor for public hearing for agenda item 8B4. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman Dykes, second by Councilman Washington. Any discussion? Ms. Webb.
Councilwoman Bobo?
Yes.
Councilman Washington?
Yes.
Pro Tem Hinton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes?
Yes.
8B5 is resolution fixing the cost of weed abatement and authorizing filing a lien for property located at 1814 10th Street. Mr. Davis.
Yes, Mr. President, this, again, we need a public hearing, and then your council will be ready to vote on it.
Okay. Open the floor for public hearing for agenda item 8B5. Do we have anyone in the audience wishing to speak to this item? If not, we close the floor for public hearing for agenda item 8B5. Do we have a motion?
Second.
Mr. Washington, seconded by Ms. Dyke. Any discussion? If not, Ms. Webb.
Councilwoman Bobo?
Yes.
Councilman Washington?
Yes.
Pro Tem Hinton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes?
Yes.
8B6 is a resolution fixing the cost of weed abatement and authorizing filing a lien for property located at 1605 24th Street. Mr. Davis.
Yes, it's the same. We need a public hearing and then a vote by the council.
We open the floor for a public hearing for agenda item 8B6. Do we have anyone wishing to speak to this item? No one. We close the floor for public hearing for agenda item 8B6. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Bobo and Ms. Dykes doing the second. Any discussion? If not, Ms. Webb.
Councilwoman Bobo?
Yes.
Councilman Washington?
Yes.
Pro Tem Hinton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes?
Yes.
8B7 is a resolution allocating funds from the sale of public works equipment into the capital budget for the purchase of a garbage truck engine. Ms. Starnes.
Yes, this is a request of reallocation of funds from a sale of equipment that's reached its useful life to the capital line item to purchase the garbage truck engine.
Thank you, Ms. Starnes. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Councilwoman Bobo made the motion, second by Councilman Washington. Any discussion? If not, Ms. Webb.
Councilwoman Bobo?
Yes.
Councilman Washington?
Yes.
Pro Tem Hinton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes?
Yes.
I think this is a good example of good fiscal management and responsibility to sell old equipment you can't use any longer, put the money back in the department that it came from, and then buy new equipment with it. To me, that makes a lot of sense. Ms. Starnes, thank you. 8B8 is resolution authorizing water service outside the city limits at 14634 Preacher Lee Road. Mr. Davis.
Yes, Mr. President, this comes with a favorable recommendation from the staff, and it has the usual stipulations about they incur all of the cost and will eventually annex into the city when that becomes.
Okay. Certain requirements you have from the city that they have
Yes.
to meet. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Dykes and Mr. Washington on the second. Do we have any discussion? Not, Ms. Webb.
Councilwoman Bobo?
Yes.
Councilman Washington?
Yes.
Pro Tem Hinton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes?
Yes.
8B9 is a resolution authorizing a contract amendment for bid file 2206 as needed for drainage pipe rehab. Ms. Starnes.
Yes, sir. This is a request for an amendment to a contract for pipe rehab services. It was originally $105,000. Now the request is for $275,000.
And for clarification, this was a unit price bid, so this is a total compensation change. It would not have changed the outcome of a bid with the change in the total amount of compensation. So there's no violation of the bid law here.
Also, we have funds in the budget to cover this as well.
That's correct.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman Bobo and seconded by Councilwoman Dykes. Do we have any discussion of this item, Council? Not, Ms. Webb.
Councilwoman Bobo?
Yes.
Councilman Washington?
Yes.
Pro Tem Hinton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes?
Yes.
8C is consent agenda. We have minutes from January 18th meeting, bill listing, and 2 requisitions. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Dykes and Washington. Any discussion of this item? If not, Ms. Webb.
Councilwoman Bobo?
Yes.
Councilman Washington?
Yes.
Pro Tem Hinton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes?
Yes.
9 is reports of special committees of council. Do we have any reports tonight? If not, city administrator's business, Ms. Webb.
I have no new business tonight. I have
Departmental-
to say you're doing a great job. Gonna get out of here much earlier than you thought.
We're getting through.
Yes, we're getting through.
Departmental business. Do we have any? Okay, item 12, mayor and council members' business. Mayor Herndon.
Thank you, Dr. John. It's been well publicized. Wednesday morning at 3:30 a.m., we'll be making our relief efforts to Lynch, Kentucky. Had a very good day of collecting items today. We've had generators, big box fans, humidifiers. All these things are much needed. Hand tools, rakes, shovels. It's been an awesome day, and I know the people in Kentucky are going to be very appreciative for the efforts of Northport and our surrounding communities. Also, the paving list that was sent out, I appreciate the staff, engineering, getting that out. And there's going to be people in every district that say, you know, my street is in bad shape, we need it. Well, it might be, but the list was made, was ranked, and that's what we need to act on. So just be patient. If your street's not on the list, it'll be coming eventually, but the list is always made with the ones with the top priority, and that's the only and the best way to do it. I've said many times that Northport is growing. Everybody can tell that we're growing rapidly, and in the very near future, I would like for the staff, even if we need to hire some consultants, to check out a transit system for Northport. I know there's a lot of folks that are having difficulty getting to jobs. I know there's a lot of jobs out there, and a lot of folks are saying, well, they don't have transportation to get there. It might be something for us to investigate, see if it'd be worth the city's while, if we can afford it, if it would be a great benefit to our citizens. But we're getting to the point in our growth that it's something that we should consider, even if we can do it or not. But I think a transit system for the city of Northport is something that needs to be planned on for the future. And the rate of our growth is unbelievable, and we've got to adapt every way we can. And I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mayor. District 1, Ms. Councilwoman Bobo.
Yes, sir. I would like to echo what Mayor Herndon was just speaking on about the paving list. We've had this master list in place for a couple of years now with the roads ranked in the worst condition to the least worst condition. But I think, or hopefully by the end of our term, if we can keep our revenue under control, we can get all of those roads that are in the bad areas fixed. And thank you so much to our whole engineering department for walking us through that. I've tried to pick a street that people travel from every district that is in District 1, and I'm appreciative of the way we've moved funds around to make it work for that street. Also want to say thank you to President Pro Tem Hinton for leading us tonight. I don't know what we would do without you.
Thank you. In regards to the paving, Ms. Tubbs, you might want to speak to this. What are the long-range plans for paving? When we get caught up, so to speak, with paving, then what in the future do y'all hope to do?
Well, I don't know that you ever really get caught up. I think we've been behind because it's been neglected over the last several years. So what we'll do is we'll do an analysis of how much the city needs to spend on paving per year, and then so all the roads when it's time to be resurfaced, like 20 years from now, 15 years from now, whatever that may be, that it will come in a cycle.
Kind of a rotation.
Yes, so some of the major roads like Charlie Shirley Road, Watermelon, Rose Boulevard, those are items that we're going to have to always probably reach out to our MPO to help us fund because they are very significant. But the neighborhood streets, we'll get those on a rotation and establish hopefully it can just be what's our gas tax because that's what it's meant for, to use those dollars every year to get resurfaced. But right now we're just kind of getting caught up.
So we're hopeful of having Charlie Shirley and Watermelon Road paved this year, this calendar year?
So not necessarily this calendar year, because the calendar year works different with the federal funds. It goes October. So Charlie Shirley should be let in the next couple of months, and then Watermelon Road will be let in December is when ALDOT has that on their letting list.
And Main Avenue.
Main Avenue should be let next summer.
Next summer.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. And then Rose Boulevard is on the MPO's list to pave in 2023.
Great to know. District 2, Councilman Washington.
Sir, I have any.
District 4, Councilman Dykes.
No, nothing new.
District 3, I do not have any business to discuss, but would like to mention that my wife and I had an accident that involved 4 vehicles on Lurleen Wallace Boulevard last Tuesday. We were hit from behind, and our truck is now totaled. After the accident, when we finally gained our senses, and I'm not sure I have yet, the truck, and the first person we saw was Mayor Herndon. Seems he's always at the right place at the right time. He was directing traffic and helping in other ways until the policeman arrived. Rather quickly, the policemen, firemen, paramedics arrived, and we were treated with such professionalism and kindness as they checked us for injuries and completed the necessary reports. They very soon had the traffic moving again. I just want to thank them and say again, we have the best staff in all of our departments. But this experience made me give the firemen and policemen an A+ for their efforts. If there's nothing else, we need a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second? Second. All in favor say yes.
Yes.
You're adjourned.